Every time she sells a vagina that smells, or a candle,
A vagina that smells like a candle.
Yeah, every time she smells. We've talked a lot about how sexual behaviors have shifted in the last year. One of the biggest shifts, according to research done by Tanga, is that more people view masturbation as self-care now, as opposed to just like a sexual release. This is now something that people are like, oh, I do like a face mask and I take a bath and I masturbate. These are all like the same.
Would exercise be included in that as well?
Yeah, exercise I think could be self-care.
Yeah.
So Tanga has been conducting research on masturbation habits for the last 5 years, a nice longitudinal study.
I fucking love Tanga's study. They're better than Pornhub's.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So their whole thing is like sex research. So good for them. Glad you like them.
Well, do you know the Tanga egg?
No.
It's like a one-use sort of pocket pussy thing, huge in China. So it's, yeah. Go ahead.
So they've been studying masturbation habits for the last 5 years, and they found a clear positive shift in attitudes. So Americans specifically are now more open to discussing masturbation with their loved ones, and they are more likely to use masturbation as a form of self-care, and they are using sex toys more and more and more. Woo! We knew a lot about the sex toys because Pando research.
Yeah. Sales skyrocketed.
Yeah, we've been reporting on it. But over 80% of Americans now consider masturbation to be a form of self-care, and this is a huge jump from 5 years ago when only 54% of Americans said that they felt that way.
80%?
From 54. So like a really significant jump. And I don't think it should be, I think a lot of this was pushed forward by the pandemic and people being alone. But I also think it's because it's becoming more culturally common for celebrities to talk about it, for different, people we know to start talking about it. Yeah, there are more podcasts like ours.
Even people like Gwyneth Paltrow, who adds a lot of like annoying shit to female self-pleasure.
Yeah.
The fact that she's talking about
but she's still talking about it.
Like that does help people feel like it fits into the self-care space.
No, yeah. Every time she sells a vagina that smells, or a candle.
A vagina that smells like a candle.
Yeah. Every time she sells a candle that smells like a vagina, one more person is going to masturbate.
Yeah.
I would assume.
An angel gets its wings and someone comes.
Exactly. So data shows that 10% of U.S. adults purchased more sex toys in anticipation of the self-quarantine. And a majority, 71%, agree that sexual pleasure has helped them feel better during self-isolation. So we're all kind of stressed-so, depressed-so, and using orgasms as a way to cope. So we knew this, but what is really impressive from the study, or what I thought was really important to take away, is over 60% of people plan to continue their increased sex toy usage even after the pandemic ends.
Yeah, now it's a habit.
So it's not a temporary change.
That's
amazing.
We're
going to orgasm forever.
I knew this COVID, we have to acknowledge there were a lot of innocent people who died. Very sad. But it just does feel like it was a palate cleanser. I don't know if I feel like Trump would have had a much higher chance of winning the election if COVID did not happen.
Yeah.
Because the fact that he couldn't take care of it, that he let it get so out of control, is why I think people voted against him.
Well, and George Floyd. I think that the
accumulation of all this kind of stuff, but like I feel like a lot of Republicans might have been dissuaded because
I will stop you because I do know for a fact more Republicans voted for
him
Trump
than ever.
Yeah. More than last election.
So my thought was like, I know that
I learned this weekend.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
When there's a war in America, if the president was
less likely to get reelected.
And so I felt like, COVID is like the war.
No,
that's a disturbing
statistic. More people voted for Trump in this election than they did last election. It was just more Democrats voted in this election.
Well, that's good.
And more swing, just by a small margin, more swing voters voted for Biden.
Right.
Because we are sexist.
People who wouldn't vote sucks. Yeah. I'm glad you told me that, but like so sad.
No, I know. I was like, listen, I literally in the car ride this weekend with Hunter.
Yeah.
Was saying the exact same thing. I was like, it's such a good thing he was voted out of office. Like, I'm glad people changed their minds. And he was like, people didn't change their minds. People just who were on the fence. or you know,
or
whatever.
people who were lazy and didn't think their
more
vote
Republicans
counted.
Unfortunately voted for him. But
the point here is that we should all be masturbating.
Sorry that people died
for democracy,
but sometimes all you can do is masturbate. No, I mean, it's been a really terrible year, and I'm glad that people found ways to cope, even if it was something that was previously viewed as taboo.
Yeah. Hurrah, huzzah, I say.
And then so the last thing on this